Hi everyone, welcome back. We are working on a design project for Scrap and Create, which is an 8x8 mini album using Passion from Stamperia. We have the 8x8 and the 12x12, plus lots of embellishments, cut aparts, ephemera. I'll have everything linked down below so that you can order your supplies. We have finished, of the 4 base pages, we've finished 2. So we have 2 more to go. We're going to start the 3rd one today, which is going to be page 5. And I am ready to get started. So what you need for this one, and there is a cutting guide also linked down below. They can go ahead and download download the cutting guide so you can see, what to cut and what size. We have 4 base pages already made that are 8x8. And for this page, you need 2 pieces of your base cardstock that are also 8x8, and you're going to put these in your cutting board, and you're going to score them at 1/2 inch. Okay, and then you're going to score again at 1/4 inch. An 1/8 of an inch over from that. So you're scoring at an 1/8 inch and at a 1/2 inch and 5/8. Then you're going to repeat that with the other one. Going to be 1/2 inch and 5/8. Okay, is that? And we are going to, I think I'm probably going to use one of my corner rounders on these corners, but I'll decide that later. I don't need to decide now. And we are going to put your Scor Tape, hang on, I've got it on the wrong side, I do, in the outer 1/2 inch section. Do the same for both. And that there. I think I'm sure I mentioned multiple times because I was so happy about it, that I've got my new glass mat and I am absolutely loving it. This is not sponsored. It was not gifted to me. I paid full price for it. However, when I did reach out to the company and tell them how much I was enjoying it and that I liked it, they gave me an affiliate code for you. So if you want to get one, there is a discount, which is good because it was, if you want one, I love it so much, but it was not cheap. So a discount would help. And it is magnetic. Okay, so let me trim the corners. You're going to trim these only up to the first score line. Sorry, I'm having a hard time seeing because I can't see. And I think I mentioned also in my last video, oops, hang on, that was a cut apart, a fussy cut, I need that. I had an interview for a new position at work. I think it went well, fingers crossed. Okay. So what we're going to do with this is find my good bone folder. Okay. Is we are going to fold it on both of the score lines. So that's the inner score line, and then we are going to fold it on the 1/2 inch score line as well. This can be a little tricky when you've got 2 score lines that are close together, but that. And then, so what that is going to give us is, sort of, I don't know if you can see it, like a little 1/8 inch gusset. These are going to be flaps, and it's going to give us a little bit of a gusset, and that is going to allow for a little more volume. Just giving that a little, in terms of using for whatever embellishments that we want. because we do have some pretty thick chipboards. We have some flowers, things like that, that we could use, but only if we had this gusset. Okay. And I'll just see that? Okay. So this is going to be very straightforward. We are just going to attach one of these on each side of the page. And I'm just thinking to myself, I do not want the width of this gusset to interfere with this page down on the hinge. So let me think to myself here for a minute. Is that going to be all right? I wonder if I want to bring this in slightly. And if we do bring it in slightly, I'm going to want to mat that first, unless I only bring it in a tiny bit. Let me think. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, now that I've had 2 seconds to think about it, is I'm going to just put a little narrow strip of the decorative paper here. It may or may not show, but I'd rather do it and have it not show than have it show and not have done it, if that makes sense. All right, I have this piece, and I think I'm just going to, because I don't know at all what I'm going to use for mats inside, but I'm just going to cut a piece like a 1/2 inch wide, because it's really not going to be seen in the end. Maybe a hair wider. That way we could take this piece and bring it in just slightly to get it away from the spine and avoid any chance of it causing problems, and yet still have something decorative there. So let's go ahead and just cut that. Okay. And grab some glue. Oh, hang on. Before I do that, we are inking the bases on this project. This is Rocky Road by Powder Puff. Okay. All right. Just making sure I have an opening there. I do. Now we're going to glue that down. To make sure it's where I want it. Okay, so what I am going to do is when I put this one that's on the left, I'm just gonna put it so there's about, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch. That's not even 1/4 of an inch. What is that? Hang on. I'm eyeballing it, but I guess it's just 1/4 of an inch showing. Okay, so you want to take this, check it carefully for fit. If it doesn't fit perfectly, trim a little bit. If you have to make a choice, shorter is better than longer. You don't want it hanging over the side. All right, so I want to make sure that I get this. Hang on. How am I going to get this? Okay, so you could measure, because we want it to be 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to try and see. Hang on. I'm going to see if I can use one of my magnets, if that will work for me. You can see how strong the magnet is. Oh, that's not going to work. Hang on. I just want to get an idea where I want it to be. Okay, it's actually pretty straight, but you're not going to be able to do it this way, so I don't want to. I need a non-magnetic ruler. I think that looks pretty straight. What you can do is, yeah, that's pretty straight. You could put a little mark at 1/4 inch and a mark down here at 1/4 inch. It's not really going to be noticeable, so. All right, so I am just going to take, this can be a little tricky because of the gusset. I'm just going to put the top edge down. Make sure that it's straight along that top edge and not hanging over in any direction. Okay, let's see. Slide that out. It looks, doesn't look bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. Okay. And I'll do the other one without the magnet so you can see. Okay. Oh, do you hear how strong that is? Okay. So let's do, let me grab the other one. What did I do with it? There it is. And then we're going to put this one, and what I was saying, let me just close that, is, let me grab a pencil. This is a pretty busy print, so I think if we make a little pencil mark on it, it's not really going to be super visible. Let's see, I'm trying to find a spot to put my pencil mark. I'm going to put it right about right there. You probably can't even see it, but it's almost more of a dent than a mark. Okay. All right, so I've made 2 little pencil marks, and I'm going to use those to help me line up this one. And of course, they're shading the pencil mark, so I can't even see the pencil mark. Okay. All right. And what you could do too, this might make it easier as well, I think. Probably most of you are going to have a Tim Holtz or something similar. So you could put that right on your pencil mark or the edge of your paper and use that. And I think I'm going to turn this way. I don't usually fuss this much with making sure something's straight, but I just don't think this is going to look very good if it's not. Okay. Oh, you know what I did not do is check this for fit. That looks fine. Okay. Right. Okay, now that looks good there. It does look like it's hanging over a little down there, but I can trim that. Okay. So now I checked that for fit. Why is that like that? Because it's not straight at all. Oh my goodness. Hang on. Dealing with these gussets is what makes it hard. You think it's straight because the top part of it is straight, but then when you lay it down, you realize that the top part might have been straight, but the bottom part wasn't. Okay, just let that dry. Okay, I think that looks pretty good, or at least as good as I'm going to get it. Okay, now this is going to need magnets. However, let me just make sure nothing's overhanging. I feel like that's overhanging slightly, or maybe that's just from the gusset. Yeah, once the gusset is pulled up straight, it's fine. Okay. As I was saying, we don't want to put magnets here. I need to varnish that because we're going to have a fair bit of dimension. Let me just grab, I don't know what I'm going to put here, but I'm just going to throw a couple things down. And they may be double layered because there'll be some here as well, I think. So let's just do that. So that'll come over like that. And then this will come over like that. So there's no way that would work with a magnet all the way on the base. So the magnets are going to have to be here. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. So let's move those off to the side. And I think I'm going to wait to attach the magnets until after we do this. Because I don't know how much, the volume may affect exactly where those magnets go. If that makes sense. I think that's going to be fine. All right. So I'm going to need to pick mats for that. And so let me do that, and then I will be back, and we will mat probably all 5 of these, this one, and these 3. So that we can see where we're going. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I have picked out some mats. I'm going to do this one first. I'm dithering a little because I'm trying to figure out how the magnets are going to work. And normally when I do something kind of complicated like this, I'll do a prototype so I know before I show it to you, but I didn't, so we're kind of winging it here. Anyway, so I have this piece, which I guess is from an 8x8. It was a scrap that I had. And I'm going to use it even though it's a little bit shorter than I would like. It's not terrible, but it's just a little bit shorter than I like. So what I did is I inked this pretty heavily. Should have done it before I put it down, but it is what it is. So I am going to put that here, and then I picked this out for the rest of the page. But I want to put this one down first. And I'll show you what else we picked after, and then we'll figure out the order of putting the mats down, because we, like I said, we're dealing with magnets, or maybe we're not. Maybe we'll do something else. Okay. Looks pretty good. Okay. That, like I said, was from the 8x8. This was from the 12x12, and I cut it a little bit big, knowing that I might need to trim it down. So I need to take just a hair off the bottom and a hair off the side. How that looks. Looks good. Okay, I just need to re-ink. Okay. I'm thinking, I haven't decided yet, but I'm thinking I might take one of the pieces that we have that has like a lace trim on it, and run that over this seam. Or even a piece of seam binding or ribbon or something like that. Okay, and I just butted that right up against that one. And then I don't have a piece of what I was talking about handy, but just run something here. Okay, so let me show you. All right, so what I've got, I picked that for there. I've picked this for here. These are both from the 12x12. I know I'm going to need magnets here, and I'm going to need magnets here. And then I picked this from the 8x8 to go there, and this from the 12x12 to go there. These two I can go ahead and put down. This one I need to figure out the magnets situation. I'll explain that in a minute. Because it should be like no big deal, and maybe it is no big deal and I'm making it more difficult than it needs to be. But I just want to make sure I don't get myself into a situation I can't get out of. So let me go ahead and ink these. So that is going to go like that. This is going to go here. And I'm going to need 2 magnets here. So 2 here and 2 here. All right, where is that? There it is. Okay, I am back. I have reconfigured what I was going to do on this page to make it flatter. Let me show you what I've got. So I've got 4 flaps. We're going to do a pinwheel, which I like. They always look nice. So I have cut these 4.5 by 7, scored one short edge at a 1/2 inch, folded it over, burnished, and then inked on all 4 of these. Okay. Then I have 4 of the cut-aparts. Stamperia's cut-aparts are not exactly 4 by 6. They use metric measurements, and they're not, they're just not designed that way. So what I did is I cut some mats out of this burgundy that are 4 3/8 by 6 3/8. I cut 4 of those, and I cut 4 in pink that I think I'm going to use for the lining. So I have those. And then I cut this piece to be the mat here. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is place these flaps about 1/8 of an inch in from each edge. You'll see as I go around, and I'm just eyeballing it. And I'm just going to turn this around so that I can see it better. And and I just want this one. This is the top, I think. Yes. Is that the top? Yeah, that's the top. I just want to be absolutely sure. Okay. Not that it matters that much. Okay. And I am going to place that just not even 1/8. I don't know. I'll measure it and tell you how far it is. I'm just eyeballing a distance that I like. It's about a 1/16, maybe a hair over a 1/16. And down. Okay, this one's going to get a magnet, but we will do that later. Ooh, I probably should have inked the inside. Hang on, let me do that now. Okay, and I'm going to do that. Let me go ahead and ink these so I don't have that issue. And I should have actually inked all of it. Forgot I was going to need these inked on both sides. Okay, all right. So that's the top, okay? So the next one is going to go along this side here and also down. About the same distance. Did I not fold it the wrong way? That's what I did. Okay. And again, I am just eyeballing this. I'm going to make sure it's even along the edge. Mine seems to be down just a hair, but I'm going to live with it. Okay. Because this is the part that's down in the spine, so I'm okay with it being in just a little bit. Okay. And then the next one is going to go here. Move that up, make sure you can see. And the last one is going to go here. Now my original plan for this, oh, let me just get this off, hang on. Okay, let me put this down, I'll tell you what my original plan was. Okay. Actually, I'm thinking about it. This is the side, I believe, that's on the hinge. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so they're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this is going to be the one that holds it down with a magnet. Anyway, so my original plan was these would open and there would be a pocket inside. But I didn't want to add that bulk. And additionally, I was thinking that I would put a second, hang on, these aren't the ones, these are different, these are ones that I cut wrong for another thing, but I was thinking of cutting a piece. It would have been 4.5 by 6.5. So I'm telling you the measurement in case you want to do it. 6.5, 5 by 6.5, and making on each of these flaps another flap that would open sideways like that. But that would have just added way too much bulk to this, and I couldn't do it. So, but if you haven't added lots of flowers and things on the other side and you want to, you can. Okay, so one magnet, just make sure it's the top. Again, double check, triple check, that's the top. This is the top. So the magnet is going to go there. Turn it around. Okay, there's that. Okay, now we can move these out of the way. And just grab a little something to use as a scrap. There we go. Now we've ended up, because I've had to make a few adjustments on this album, with fewer pockets than I normally do. So I think what I'm likely to do, and you will know by now because you will have seen it, is put pockets on at least the inside, front, or back cover, possibly both. Okay, so now we have these burgundy mats and the cut aparts. And the way I planned these, let me pull it out. Okay, all right. So we have, I haven't decided exactly where they're going. This one might go on top, but I think this one's going to go on the inside. So this one's going up and down. So that's going to go there. And then this one's going to go there, also up and down. And there aren't any horizontal ones. But if you take these two and turn them over, I think they will look nice sideways. We'll do that one like that. So that is my thinking on these. And I'm just trying to decide exactly which ones I want where. I think that looks better there with the piano. So then maybe that one there, like that. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so that's going to be those. And I have this piece to go in here. And I think that it is okay size-wise. And it's already inked, so let's go ahead and put this down. Okay, and we're not going to do any embellishing on this. Maybe after it's done and we know there's room, you know, once everything's in the book, we might add something. But for now, we're calling that one done. Okay, so now we only have one more of these page bases to do, so 2 more pages. And I don't think I'll need to make any adjustments to those. I already know what I'm doing. And I don't think anything's going to have to be adjusted. So the next video, fingers crossed, we will finish those pages. And then after that, we'll put them in the book. If you've not already, you can go ahead and make your cover. Just follow the cutting guide and the directions in my Construction Basics playlist for putting together a cover. I'm going to wrap mine in the white.
And you can either use the method where you use a full wrap, or you can do the contrast spine version and just use all white, if that's easier for you to assemble. This is a design project for Scrap and Create, and you can get all your supplies there. I will have a link down below. There's a link also down below to the cutting guide, and I will also have below a link and a discount code for you if you want to purchase one of these glass mats, which I absolutely am loving. So thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.